Okay, we are making a sausage and kale frittata. This is low carb. I'm using 2 Italian sausages. I took them out of the casings, but you can use whatever your preferred sausage is to use, or you can use ground turkey or ground chicken. If you do, you might want to add more spices to it because, ground turkey and chicken don't have the spices that the sausages may have. So I first want you to add the sausage to a frying pan over medium heat and brown that. And normally I would do the onion and garlic first in some oil, but because these sausages might give off some oil or grease, I will add the onion and garlic later. So you want to brown this, and you don't want a ton of sausage in this frittata. You just want a little bit. It's not 100% sausage. Remember, it's eggs mostly with some sausage and kale. Kale is optional. You can use your favorite greens if you want anything else. I'm using a frozen kale that's already been cut up and washed, and not as tough as you would buy regular kale, but you can use fresh kale as well. Just, I would slice it very thin and then add it. Just make sure you remove all those ribs from it. Now I am going to add the onions, 1 medium diced onion, and 1 clove of garlic here. So you're going to cook that in the center and then mix it through. So I'm going to add the 1/4 teaspoon of oregano here as well. Start mixing everything through. Again, if you're not using regular sausage or Italian sausage, you might want to add some other spices like fennel seeds, some cumin, more oregano, black pepper, salt. We're going to be adding some black pepper and salt to the eggs, so I'm not adding it here. So I'm adding about 1 cup of chopped frozen kale to this. Again, optional. If you don't like your greens in your frittata, you don't have to put it in there. So mix that through. So just cook it until the onions look softened and the garlic is cooked and the sausage is browned. And then you're going to transfer this to a bowl for now and set it aside. And we'll prepare the eggs next. So we're going to make the egg mixture now. I have 6 eggs in here that I cracked. These are 6 large eggs. We're going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And just a pinch of salt, about 1/8 teaspoon. We don't want it too salty. I have 5% cream here. You can either use 5%, 10%, or whole milk. So you want to whisk that together really well, and then we're going to add the cheese to it. And then we're going to assemble the frittata in the 9x13 baking dish. Add in 1 cup of cheddar cheese. This is white cheddar that I'm adding. I'm saving a little bit for the topping, but 1 cup in there. And then you want to try and mix it again just to get that cheese through there. Perfect. Let's grab the baking dish that's been very well greased with butter. And I urge you to very well grease it. Otherwise, your frittata might stick to the pan. So make sure you grease all the corners and the edges and everywhere, because you don't want it sticking. So at this point you want to preheat your oven to 350 and then grab the sausage mixture and you just want to add it to the bottom of the pan here. You're going to spread it out so that everybody gets a little bit of this sausage mixture. Okay, and now you're going to top it with the egg mixture. Now, if you see clumps of cheese like that, you're going to want to move it around. You don't want all the cheese in one area. So spread that love of cheese around. I was going to add more cheese on top, but I don't think I have to now. So that's it. You're going in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. And then be careful to let it set when you take it out of the oven. Cut it into squares. I like to do like 6 rectangles so that they're bigger pieces, like cut down there and then there and there. And then I save them, I wrap them individually, keep them in the fridge, and I use them for meal prep for the breakfast time. For breakfast. That's it. We're going in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes. Well, look at that. That looks gorgeous. And I can't wait to dig into it. But there's one more step. It's optional if you want to do it. You don't have to. I'm probably doing it more for looks for the photos, but so I have about a 1/4 cup of the shredded cheese that I'm going to sprinkle on top, and then I'm going to put it under the broiler just until it gets melty and bubbly and everything looks good. You don't have to do this, I'm just doing it for the pictures, for the blog. So don't bother, I'm not going to add it to the recipe online. But there you go, just slice it into either 6 or you can do 12 if you want smaller pieces, and serve them as little squares. Either way, it's going to be delicious. You can see that it lifted up because I buttered it so well against the sides, so it won't be sticking to the sides either. Just make sure you butter it really well. Okay, enjoy. Thank you.